Hey, welcome to Trading with JP. I'm JP, and in today's video, I want to show you how I go about doing a technical analysis for different types of cryptocurrencies, what my conditions are to actually enter into a trade, and kind of how I go about actually finding out where I think I should sell them to be able to take advantage of getting the best profit. If that sounds like it's up your alley, then do me a quick favor, hit that like button. It really does help me out, and honestly, I check my stats like every 5 minutes, and it just makes my day every time I see even just one extra one come up. So do me a favor and help me out and hit that button. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and do a TA.
All right, welcome back. So we are taking a look at crypto bubbles right now, and if you haven't really watched any other videos, this is a site that I kind of use just to help visually see what's going on with the market. So I am sick and tired of looking at all of these red charts. So we are actually going to pick something that's up for the week. So here, actually, hidden in this big circle is ChainLink. So they are ranked number 18 in the market, and we can see that they've had a nice little 24.9% gain for the week. They're actually up 3.3% for the day, and a nice little 50% gain for the year so far, actually. So let's go ahead and pop over into TradingView, and let's take a look at ChainLink and what I would do in terms of a technical analysis. So all right, so let's see here. We've got, let's go ahead and do Binance. We'll do that one. All right, so first off, guys, let me kind of explain what I am looking at. So to start off, before I do any technical analysis on anything, whether it's a cryptocurrency, a stock, anything, I'm always going to go out to probably the weekly time frame. I want to get an idea of what's going on with the market in general. So we can kind of, if we zoom out here, we can see that we had this all-time high up here. We got up to about this $52 mark. That was back, in May, when all of the other cryptos were at its its all-time highs. And then we saw a pretty big, sell-off, which happened in the market. And now we've kind of been a little bit in this up and down range. So here we can see that there was on the MACD, I'm always going to take a look at this. And then as well, the blue line here is going to be the 20-day moving average as well, guys. And then the last indicator I have is the RSI, but we'll talk about the RSI a little bit later on. But right now, the MACD, we could see that sell-off with the correlation of the sell-off here in the price as well. But really what I'm looking at is this right here. So this is showing that there hasn't really been a whole lot of momentum. So the good news is that we had a big momentum going up, and then it really kind of stayed flat, and then it started to go down a little bit. So that is what I'm looking at there, which tells me that we are more or less probably rather than in a downtrend like this, where we're going to see the price actually continue to keep going even lower. I actually think that we would probably be more on the lines of being in some type of channel. So just kind of looking at things, if I add in a horizontal line here real fast. So right here, this kind of double top, we can see that we hit right here at the first, and then we kind of had a big sell-off right here, then we had a sell-off right here, then a sell-off. So I like this area right here in terms of our next line of resistance, and in terms of support, let's go ahead and put another horizontal line. So this may be a little too far. Let's do that one. So that one's a little bit closer. So we're kind of in this channel right now. So we can see that, the price went up, went above our channel, but then it fell back into it. And now, we're going back up. We had a little bit of a correction. We had this double top scenario, pushed the market back down, which was expected, but we kept this resistance line, or we kept the support line, and now we're starting to see the price go up again. So from that perspective, I do really like the way things are shaping up right now for ChainLink. So actually, at this point, what I would want to do is get an idea of what is happening on a lower time frame. So if I'm looking at the weekly time frame right now, what I want to do next is look at the daily time frame. So now, again, I'm going to look at the same indicators. Okay, so now, get rid of that. So now, instead of being below the 20-day moving average, we are above the 20-day moving average, showing signs, positive signs of momentum. Again, here with the MACD, we can see that we came off this wave of selling pressure, and we have had the last 2 or 3 days or so a nice significant wave of selling pressure, and the RSI showing that as well. So what the RSI is going to be able to do is show us when the market is potentially being oversold or overbought. So typically the way traders work is we have a 30 and a 70. So typically as we get closer to 70 or definitely above 70, the market tends to become more overbought. And then if we get down to the 30 or below, it is typically considered oversold. So right now on the daily time frame now, we are inching our way up very close. So we're at about 60, 61 right now. We're definitely getting pretty close to that 7. So we could see the market start coming down. So that's ultimately what I'm looking at on the daily time frame. Now, if I go back to the weekly real fast, we can see that we are in, again, this uptrend momentum. The MACD, we can see that it's actually coming out of a selling pressure, getting ready to go into more of a green zone. So, if we take a look at what's going to happen here, zoom out again a little bit. So we've got, our green, then, where this is going to start going up a little bit and it's going to turn green. So over the long term, I actually think the price of ChainLink is going to go up. And looking at the resistance lines without actually, Fibonacci extensions and resistance lines, anything like that, just kind of naked trading, I'm thinking that we could probably get back up to this $34 mark just because we've had 2 previous notes there, and then we also saw it all the way back here, back in February. So now let's jump back down again and continue to keep looking at this. So I'm going to zoom in so that we can get a better look at what's going on with this channel and this particular market right now. So here is our sell-off, okay? And now what needs to happen is, look at that. We actually just set up pretty darn nicely. So this could be something, okay? So here we can see, again, we're looking at lines of resistance. So here again is our sell-off. We went below the line. We came and retested here, came back down, and now we have broken it here. So now that we have broken right here and the price continues to keep going up, now what I want to do is take a look at my actual Fibonacci line. So if I use my trend-based fib extension, and I'm going to go from my lowest, my lowest low, which is going to be down here, and then we're going to go to our highest body and down to this new low of the body as well. So, okay, again, this actually continues to keep lining up pretty nicely. Okay, so we can see that this line right here that I drew, this black line, came pretty darn close to this 0.618 level. And we see these numbers, the Fibonacci numbers, show up in patterns all the time, and that's why people look at them all the time. So I kind of like to use naked trading first, get an idea of what's going on with the market. Then I actually use the technical side of things to kind of match up what I was thinking and see if maybe I was on the right track. And now I'm going to get a better understanding of where my judgment is going to come in of what's going to happen for the market. So we are in, so here is run 1. And we had a small correction, and we came right back, or this is where we placed our Fibonacci extension, and now we've had a run up, and look at that. So we broke that 0.618 level, which was our previous line of resistance. So that was good, and now we made it all the way up to the one level. So the next thing that I would expect, again, looking at our MACD and our RSI, is now we're probably going to start lose momentum. I mean, look at how long we've had momentum on our side. It's been a little bit too long. So we're probably going to see this go down just a little bit, we're going to see the MACD continue to keep going, down as well. And what's going to happen is we're going to see the price continue to keep going down a little bit, which is fine. Ultimately, we don't want to buy it right now at its high. We know the way that the market works. We know that the market's getting ready to have another one of these corrections as soon as the buying pressure lets off, which according to our MACD and our RSI could be any day now. So what I'm really looking for is the price to go down somewhere between the next resistance level and find signs of support. So what I'm looking at is the price to go down here over the next couple days, let's say here, to this 0.618 level. So we're looking at right here at, if I get rid of this line, see it a little better, 22.76. So $22.76 is what is the price that I'm looking to get back. If the price were to get back to this 22.76 or maybe even this 22.1.4, I'm not too concerned if it goes down a little bit lower in between these lines. There are room there. And then lastly, if that continues to keep happening, what I want to see now is signs of selling pressure. Signs of buying pressure. And for me, that's just going to be a green candlestick and looking like the momentum is starting to go back in our favor. So what I want to do is I want to hopefully buy somewhere around this 22.76 mark. So let's go ahead and place a long position here. And I'm going to go up. So I'm going to go up and probably go to this next line of support, this 26 level here. I'm going to go just a little bit under the previous line of support or resistance. So it's roughly a 2.5 risk to reward ratio. So we're entering the market at about 22.76, 22.77. We're going to be selling around 26.27. That's going to be about a 17.5% gain or so. So let's go ahead and kind of get an idea here if this price continues to keep going. Oops. So if this price continues to keep going up, let's say around January 15th it hits that mark, so we would have won that position. Now our momentum is going to start swinging back down again, and we're going to come back down and retest this new level of about $24.80. Maybe we come down just a little bit longer, and again we want to see signs of selling pressure again. That's where we're going to put in another long position. So let's say now our new long position is going to be at 24.50 or so, and then this is going to keep going up. At this point, the price could, potentially I'll go all the way up to 34. We would have to, do the Fibonacci again, on the next levels and kind of see if there was going to be another way, break here, if it would reach all the way to 34. But just kind of going all the way back up here now. Well, it's a little higher actually. And then again, do a risk to reward of about 2.5. So here we can see, our risk to reward ratios are all set up and ready to go. So we're going to make two different trades here, potentially over the course of the next 3 to 4 weeks. Right now, we're looking for the price of ChainLink to come down and test this 0.618 or 0.5 level, somewhere between $22 and $23. If we see signs of buying pressure, we're going to enter the market of about $23. We're looking at about an 18% gain until we get to the next resistance line of 1.382 or about $26.50, $27. After that point, we should probably see another little correction coming down to retest the 1 to 0.618 level, which is going to put us at a price point of somewhere between 23 and 25. Again, if we see signs of an increase continuation, we would be entering the market probably somewhere around the $24.5 mark. And then again, we could even be looking at going all the way up to this 34-cent mark, which could be about a 38% gain. So if we were to look at, you know, we had, what was that? The first one was, what was that? 7 point, what does that say? Oh, where's the reward? I did that wrong, didn't I? Okay. That was a 7% gain and a 38% gain. So 7 and 38. We're looking at a 45% gain opportunity over the next 3 weeks, or 3 to 4 weeks. So that could be a really good trade. I'm really liking the way that things are lining up. This actually probably couldn't been more of a perfect example. But please, again, this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This is not financial advice. Be sure to do your own research before entering in a trade. Like I said, right now, I would not even enter in the position at this particular point. I would be looking at waiting until the price comes down a little bit more to this next previous resistance level, like I said, at about somewhere between 22 and 23 cents. If we see that increase of buying pressure on the MACD and the RSI indicators, we would enter the market and then work our way up the stairs or the resistance lines and make about a 45 to 50% gain over the next 3 to 4 weeks if everything played out the way that I hope that it would. So that is kind of an idea of how I go about doing a technical analysis on just kind of a random cryptocurrency, kind of what my conditions are, what I'm looking for, how I think the market's going to go, and how I make those types of different predictions. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you guys learned something. If you have, do me a quick favor, hit that like button. It really does help me out. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I do honestly, I check my stats like every 5 minutes, and every time I get a like or a comment, like it makes my day. So smash that like button. Be sure to subscribe to the channel as well. If you turn on notifications, you'll actually be alerted every time I release a video. I try to do videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so be sure to do that. You're not going to want to miss out on them. Otherwise, guys, that is the video, so thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any comments or suggestions on what types of videos you would like to see, I'd love to hear your feedback. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Take care.